Welcome back my channel today video. If that old Washington quarter dollar sitting in your drawer could secretly be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars today. If you have a 1969 Washington quarter, this coin might just turn the tables for you. After the intro, I'll tell you how much this coin is worth according to eBay and other major auction platforms, and most importantly, how you can sell it for top value. So stick around until the end of this video to find out whether that small piece of metal could be your hidden treasure. The 1969 Washington quarter is more than just a coin. It's a fascinating piece of American history. It carries the proud image of the nation's first president, George Washington, and represents a time when the United States Mint was transitioning through important technological and compositional changes. By 1969, the quarter was no longer made of silver. From 1965 onwards, the Mint began producing quarters in a copper-nickel-clad composition, which means it has a copper core and an outer layer of nickel. This change was made because silver prices were rising rapidly, and the Mint needed a cheaper and more sustainable alternative for everyday circulation. On the obverse side of the 1969 quarter, you'll find the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Above his head is the word liberty, while the motto, "In God We Trust," appears to the left, and the date 1969 is engraved below. The design carries a bold simplicity that has remained iconic in U.S. coinage for generations. On the reverse side, an impressive eagle spreads its wings, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbols of both strength and peace. Now, while millions of these coins were minted, the real magic lies in the details. There were three main mint marks for the 1969 quarter: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver D, and San Francisco S. The San Francisco quarters were proof coins, struck with special dies and polished planchets, making them highly detailed and reflective. These proof coins were not intended for circulation and were sold directly to collectors, which makes them much rarer in pristine condition today. Collectors and experts value the 1969 Washington quarter based on condition, mint mark, and any potential minting errors. For example, a regular circulated 1969 quarter may only be worth its face value, but an uncirculated coin with a brilliant luster and sharp strike can bring in several dollars. However, the real stars are those with unique features like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or proof errors. These can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions, depending on rarity and demand. On eBay and other coin trading platforms, prices vary widely. Regular circulated pieces often sell between $1 and $5, depending on their appearance. Uncirculated or near-mint examples can go for $20 to $50 or more, while special error coins have been known to. What if that small quarter dollar you've had lying around for years could actually be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars today? Imagine that a simple 1978 Washington quarter turning the tables for you. If you have one of these coins, stay tuned until the end, because I'll tell you exactly how much it's worth according to eBay, auction platforms, and how you can sell it for the best value possible. The 1978 Washington quarter is a coin with more history than most people realize. It was part of the long-running Washington series, which began in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By the late 1970s, the U.S. Mint had already stopped using silver in regular quarters, opting for a copper-nickel-clad composition, instead copper in the core and nickel on the outside. This made the 1978 quarter durable, bright, and perfectly suited for circulation, though not particularly valuable at first glance. But as you'll soon see, certain conditions and errors make it far more valuable than you might think. On the obverse side, you'll see the portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, with the word liberty inscribed above his head and "In God We Trust" to the left. The date 1978 rests below his profile, giving the coin a timeless look that represents American tradition and honor. Flip it over, and you'll find a majestic bald eagle with its wings spread, holding arrows and olive branches, a symbol of both strength and peace. Now, here's where things get interesting. The 1978 Washington quarter was minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint coins have no mint mark. The Denver coins bear a small D, and the San Francisco ones carry an S. The S-marked quarters were proof coins, specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets, which makes them shinier, more detailed, and far rarer when preserved in perfect condition. While millions of 1978 quarters were made, only a few survive in uncirculated or pristine proof condition today. The regular circulated versions might not fetch much, often around $1 or a bit, more on platforms like eBay. But if your coin is in uncirculated mint state, or if it shows a special error, its value can jump dramatically. Collectors actively search for varieties such as double die obverse off-center strikes or coins with missing layers. On eBay and other platforms, 1978 quarters in perfect uncirculated condition have sold anywhere from $20 to $50 depending on grading. Proof coins from San Francisco with a perfect mirror finish can sell for even higher amounts, sometimes reaching several $100s, especially if professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC, and in rare cases, coins with verified minting errors have gone for more than $1,000 at online auctions. The value of this coin also depends on demand among collectors. A small 1991 Washington quarter lying in your drawer could actually change your luck. Yes, you heard that right. Some 1991 quarter dollars are selling for hundreds and even thousands of dollars online. And if you happen to have the right one, it might just turn the tables for you. Stick around till the end of this video to find out exactly how much your 1991 quarter dollar could be worth, according to eBay and other auction sites, and how you can sell it for top value. The 1991 Washington quarter is one of those coins that most people overlook, assuming it's just another regular piece of pocket change. But in the world of coin collectors, details make all the difference. This coin continues the classic Washington design that began in 1932, featuring the portrait of America's first president, George Washington, on the obverse. The inscriptions, "Liberty and in God we trust," frame the design, while the year 1991 is stamped below Washington's neck. The reverse side shows the iconic eagle with spread wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, a symbol of strength and peace that represents the core of American ideals. In 1991, these quarters were struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia quarters carry no mint mark, the Denver coins have a D mark, and the San Francisco coins bear an S, which identifies them as proof, coins made for collectors. While millions were produced for circulation, the key to finding value lies in condition, rarity, and possible minting errors. Now, what makes some 1991 quarters so valuable? It comes down to a few specific factors: errors, mint quality, and preservation. Many collectors on eBay and other auction platforms are paying high prices for coins that display unique features, such as double die strikes, off-center minting, or coins with missing layers or filled mint marks. These types of minting errors make a coin rare and highly sought after in the collector's market. On eBay, prices for 1991 Washington quarters can vary dramatically. Common circulated coins usually sell for around $1 or slightly more, but uncirculated or proof versions in perfect condition can reach between $20 and $100. Some rare error coins have been listed for as high as several $100s, and a few have even sold for over $1,000 depending on their rarity and certification, according to listings and completed sales on eBay. Coins graded MS65 and above, meaning mint state with almost no wear and full luster, can bring significant profits. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, especially those still in their original packaging or certified by PCGS or NGC, often attract dedicated collectors who are willing to pay premium prices. The market demand for pre-statehood quarters has grown, especially since these were among the last designs before the State Quarter series started in 1999. One of the most 1984 Washington quarter dollar. This might just be the moment that changes everything for you. Many people have these coins lying around in drawers, forgotten or mixed with everyday change, not realizing that one of them could actually be worth far more than its face value. So before you spend it, stick around until the end of this video, because the 1984 Washington quarter dollar might just turn the tables for you. The Washington quarter dollar from 1984 carries a rich legacy that dates back to 1932, when the first quarter featuring George Washington was introduced to commemorate his 200th birthday. The design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, became one of the most iconic in American coinage. By 1984, this coin was still proudly bearing Washington's portrait on the obverse side and the majestic eagle on the reverse, a symbol of American strength and freedom. These coins were struck in large numbers by the Philadelphia and Denver mints. But what makes the 1984 issue particularly interesting to collectors today are its rare variations, mint errors and condition grades. Ordinary circulated 1984 quarters are still worth 25 cents, but high-grade or error coins have stunned collectors and buyers online with surprising prices on platforms like eBay and other coin auction sites. The 1984 Washington quarter in pristine condition, especially in grades MS65 and above, has been seen selling for anywhere between $100 to $500 depending on luster and strike quality. Some error coins, such as double die obverses or off-center strikes, have fetched even higher values, sometimes reaching over $1,000. When certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC, what makes these errors so valuable is their rarity. They happened during the minting process and were not intended for circulation. Collectors love such anomalies because they capture a unique moment in minting history, making each piece distinct and desirable. Even if your coin looks ordinary, do not assume it's worthless. Small details like a sharp strike, mint luster, or no signs of wear could significantly raise its value. Professional coin grading is one of the best ways to determine its true market worth. Some listings on eBay have shown impressive returns for these coins, especially when the seller provided clear photos and accurate grading descriptions. For instance, uncirculated 1984 quarters with original mint shine have sold for several $100, and proof versions, especially from mint sets, can attract collectors looking to complete their Washington quarter series. If you think you might have one of these coins sitting in your collection, pay attention to the details. The mint mark under the motto, "In God We Trust," the clarity of the lettering, and the overall condition. These small things could make a huge difference when you go to sell. 1971. Washington quarter dollar in your collection or pocket. Don't spend it just yet, because believe it or not, this coin might just turn the tables for you. Some 1971 quarters have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars on online platforms like eBay and major auction houses. So before you toss it into a vending machine or spend it on something small, stick around till the end of this video, because you could be sitting on a hidden treasure without even realizing it. The 1971 Washington quarter carries an important piece of American coinage history. It was minted during a time of transition when the U.S. Mint had already moved away from silver coins to copper-nickel. Clad coins starting in 1965, the 1971 quarter was made from a copper core sandwiched between two nickel layers, giving it that shiny, silvery look, but with no actual silver content. Despite that, collectors value it for its minting history, errors, and condition. On the obverse side, you'll find the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, a design that has graced the quarter since 1932. The Reverse features the American eagle, perched proudly on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and defense, with olive branches below representing peace. Every detail on this coin tells a story of American pride and resilience. Now here's where things get really interesting. The 1971 quarters were struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from the Philadelphia mint have no mint mark. Those from Denver bear a small D, and the ones from San Francisco, marked with an S, are proof coins specifically made for collectors. The proof coins, in particular, can fetch strong prices when they're still sealed in original mint packaging or graded by professional grading companies. According to listings on eBay and other online platforms, the value of the 1971 Washington quarter varies dramatically depending on its condition and whether it has any minting errors. Regular circulated coins are generally worth their face value, but uncirculated examples graded MS-65 or higher can sell for anywhere between $50 to $200. However, error coins such as double-die obverses, off-center strikes, or wrong plancher strikes can skyrocket in value, sometimes selling for over $1,000 or more at auctions. Collectors are particularly drawn to 1971 quarters that exhibit strong luster, clean surfaces, and sharp details, as these are signs of minimal handling and careful preservation. Proof coins with deep cameo contrast are also highly prized, especially those that retain their mirror-like fields and frosted design features. Even more fascinating are rare variations and error coins discovered over the years. Some examples of the 1971 quarter have been found struck on leftover silver planchers or experimental blanks. Those have been known to fetch thousands of dollars because they represent rare minting mistakes. 1974 Washington quarter lying around in your drawer or old collection. You might want to take a closer look because this coin could turn the tables for you. Some versions of the 1974 quarter have sold for shocking amounts on eBay and major auction sites, and the reason behind their value might surprise you. Stick around until the end of this video because I'll tell you exactly how much this coin can be worth today and how you can sell it for the highest possible price. The 1974 Washington quarter carries a piece of America's numismatic history. Designed by John Flanagan, it features the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse, with the word liberty above and the phrase "In God we trust" to the left, along with the date 1974 below. The reverse shows the powerful image of a bald eagle with outstretched wings, standing proudly on a bundle of arrows surrounded by olive branches, symbolizing the nation's strength and peace. Now here's something interesting. The 1974 quarter was part of the copper-nickel-clad era that began after 1965, when silver was removed from U.S. quarters due to rising silver prices. Instead of silver, these coins were made with a copper core and nickel coating. However, some rare transitional errors and minting mistakes have made certain 1974 quarters incredibly valuable to collectors. According to eBay and major auction platforms, most circulated 1974 Washington quarters are worth their face value of 25 cents. But that's not the end of the story. High-grade, uncirculated examples, especially those certified by PCGS or NGC, can be worth anywhere from $50 to over $250, depending on condition, luster, and strike quality. But when we move into the territory of rare minting errors, the value skyrockets. Collectors have found 1974 quarters with dramatic off-center strikes, double dies, and wrong plancher errors, meaning they were accidentally struck on the wrong type of metal. For instance, a 1974 Washington quarter struck on a silver plancher or nickel plancher meant for another denomination can easily sell for thousands. One such error coin sold for over $5,000 in a heritage auction, and others have appeared on eBay fetching similar prices. In addition to that, the 1974 D quarters, those minted in Denver with a D mint mark, can bring higher values when in pristine, uncirculated condition. Collectors particularly seek out coins with sharp details and bright, reflective surfaces. Proof versions, made in San Francisco with an S mint mark, were specially struck for collectors and can also hold significant value when they feature deep cameo contrast and perfect surfaces. If you're lucky enough to have a 1974 quarter with an error or in near-perfect condition, it's crucial to handle it carefully and get it authenticated. Sending your coin to a grading service like PCGS, NGC, or Anax can boost its value and make it more attractive to potential buyers. Now, when it comes to selling, 1967 Washington quarter lying somewhere in your drawer, wallet, or old collection, don't overlook it. This small piece of metal might just turn the tables for you. Some versions of the 1967 quarter have shocked collectors and buyers on eBay and major auction sites, selling for incredible amounts. So stick around till the end of this video because I'll reveal how much this coin is worth and how you can sell it for top value. The 1967 Washington quarter tells a fascinating story from one of the most interesting times in American coin history. After 1964, the U.S. Mint stopped producing silver quarters due to the rising cost of silver. From 1965 onward, quarters were made of a copper-nickel clad composition, a combination of copper core with nickel layers. The 1967 quarter is part of this new era, but it's also unique because it was minted during a coinage crisis when people were hoarding silver coins. To deal with this, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967 to discourage hoarding and speculation. That's why no 1967 quarter will have a mint mark, even though it was struck in several different mints across the country. On the obverse, the coin features the classic bust of George Washington designed by John Flanagan. The inscriptions include Liberty above, In God We Trust to the left, and the date 1967 below. On the reverse, you'll find the famous American bald eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, surrounded by olive branches, symbolizing strength and peace. The design, though simple, represents American resilience and pride during a time of major economic change. The 1967 quarter was produced in very large numbers, over 1.5 billion pieces. Because of that, most circulated coins are worth only face value. However, certain rare examples and special varieties have become treasures for collectors, fetching high prices online. The U.S. Mint also issued special SMS or special mint set coins that year instead of traditional proof coins. These SMS quarters were struck with extra care, showing sharper details and more brilliant surfaces. A 1967 SMS quarter with deep cameo contrast can easily be worth between $50 and $200, depending on grade, according to recent eBay listings and major auction results. A standard circulated 1967 Washington quarter might only bring around 25 cents to $1. But if you have a high-grade, uncirculated example certified by PCGS or NGC, particularly one-graded MS67 or higher, it can fetch anywhere from $500 to over $500. In some rare instances, coins with exceptional toning or flawless surfaces have sold for over $2,000. One of the most exciting things about the 1967 quarter is the presence of minting errors and varieties that can dramatically increase its value. For example, double-die obverse coins, off-center strikes, and coins struck on wrong planchets such as copper penny, 1999, Delaware Liberty Washington quarter dollar in your collection, pocket change or old coin jar. Don't spend it just yet. What seems like an ordinary coin might actually turn the tables for you. Some of these 99 quarters have shocked collectors and auction platforms by selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Stay tuned till the end of this video, because I'll reveal how much this coin is worth according to eBay and other major online auctions, and more importantly, how you can sell it if you happen to own one. The 1999 Delaware Washington quarter holds a special place in American numismatic history. It was the very first coin released under the 50-state quarters program launched by the United States Mint, a program that became one of the most successful and widely collected series in modern coinage history. The design on this coin celebrates Delaware's proud history, featuring Caesar Rodney's famous midnight ride in 1776 to cast the crucial vote for American independence. This design, crafted by artist William Cousins, marked the beginning of a new era in U.S. quarters that honored the uniqueness of every state. On the obverse side, the quarter still bears John Flanagan's classic portrait of George Washington, along with the words "Liberty in Fay," "God We Trust," and the minting year, 1999. The reverse side, however, is what makes it stand out, the powerful image of Rodney on horseback, symbolizing courage and the spirit of freedom. Beneath the design are the inscriptions "The First State" and "Caesar Rodney." Now here's where things get interesting. The 1999 Delaware quarter was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The regular circulation strikes from Philadelphia and Denver are made of copper nickel clad, while the San Francisco mint produced both proof coins in copper nickel and 90% silver for collectors. Even though millions were minted, certain varieties and error coins have fetched massive prices at auctions. Collectors pay special attention to 1999 Delaware quarters with mint errors. One of the most famous is the spitting horse variety, where a die crack appears on Caesar Rodney's mouth, making it look like the horse is spitting. This error is highly sought after, with some selling for over $250 or more depending on condition and visibility of the crack. There are also off-center strikes, broad strikes, and double die varieties that have made these coins extremely desirable among numismatists. According to recent eBay listings and auction results, high-grade examples of the 1999 Delaware quarter can sell for impressive amounts. A perfect mint state graded quarter, especially an MS68 or MS69 from PCGS or NGC, has sold for over $1,000. Meanwhile, proof silver versions in PR70 deep cameo condition have been listed and sold for several $100s. Error coins, depending on their rarity and condition, have achieved auction prices. If you've ever found an old Washington quarter, dollar from 1983 lying around in your drawer, pocket change, or coin jar, don't spend it just yet, because what looks like an ordinary coin could actually turn the tables for you. Some 1983 Liberty Washington quarters have been selling for thousands of dollars online, and the reasons behind their value will surprise you. Stay with me till the end of this video, because I'll not only reveal how much this coin is worth according to eBay, auction sites, and collectors' markets, but also how you can sell it if you happen to own one. The 1983 Liberty Washington quarter is part of the long-running series that began in 1932, celebrating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the coin features the bold portrait of Washington on the obverse side with the inscriptions "Liberty in God We Trust" and the minting year 1983. The reverse side proudly shows the majestic bald eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, a true symbol of American freedom and strength. Now, what makes the 1983 quarter so special? Unlike many other years, there were no official mint sets released in 1983 by the U.S. Mint due to budget constraints. This means that most of the quarters from that year entered circulation, making high-grade uncirculated examples extremely rare. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for well-preserved 1983 quarters because very few survived without scratches, wear, or damage. If you come across a 1983 quarter that looks shiny and new, with sharp details and minimal marks, you might be holding a small fortune. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 673 million quarters, while the Denver Mint produced around 617 million. But don't let these high numbers fool you. Finding one in pristine condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. The real treasure lies in the error coins from 1983. Some Quarters were struck on copper, planchets, or have double die errors, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks. These minting mistakes are extremely valuable to collectors because they represent unique pieces of history, coins that slipped past quality control and made their way into circulation. According to eBay and other online platforms, a rare 1983 Washington quarter in mint state condition or with a major error can sell anywhere, from a few hundred to several $1,000s. For instance, one MS-67 1983p quarter sold for over $1,500 at auction, while a 1983D with a rare error fetched nearly $2,000. These prices are only rising as collectors compete to own the best examples available. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe. 1968 Liberty Washington quarter dollar. Don't spend it just yet. What might look like an ordinary quarter could actually turn the tables for you. Some rare 1968 quarters have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars according to eBay and major auction platforms. So stay tuned till the end of this video because I'll reveal how much these coins are worth, where collectors are buying them, and how you can sell one if you're lucky enough to have it. The 1968 Washington quarter is a fascinating piece of American coinage history. It was minted just a few years after the U.S. Mint made a major change, removing silver from circulating quarters. Before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver, but due to rising silver prices, the mint switched to a copper-nickel composition starting in 1965. By 1968, the transition was complete, and that's what makes this coin part of a new era in American money. On the obverse side, you'll find the familiar bust of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932, along with the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1968. The reverse features the proud eagle with spread wings clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both strength and peace. The words "United States of America" and "E pluribus unum" are inscribed above, with quarter dollar below. The 1968 Washington quarter was struck at 3 mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia quarters bear no mint mark. The Denver quarters carry a D, and the San Francisco Mint produced both proof coins and circulation strikes, marked with an S. The proof coins, in particular, are highly sought after by collectors because of their mirror-like finish and precision details. Now, here's where things get exciting. The 1968 Washington quarter might not contain silver in its regular circulation form, but some special silver-proof editions were struck at the San Francisco Mint for collectors. These 40% silver proofs are especially valuable today. Even the regular clad versions can be worth significant amounts depending on their condition. Mint errors and grading error coins from this year have become some of the most fascinating finds on eBay and in auctions. There are examples with double die obverses, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and even missing layers of clad material, each of which can drastically increase the coin's market value. Some rare proof errors, such as those with cameo contrasts or strike-through marks, have fetched over $500. According to eBay sales data and major coin auction platforms like Heritage Auctions and Great Collections, high-grade mint state 1968 quarters, especially those graded MS-67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, have sold for $1,000 or more. Silver-proof coins in PR69 deep cameo condition have sold for several $100s. Even a common-looking circulated coin, if it has a noticeable error, can bring in surprising amounts.